To getting married, having one child, and now reportedly on baby 2. We all were excited. However, now it looks like Ashanti's catching strays due to her husband's decision.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me.
Wow, y'all, so it looks like Ashanti's catching heat for Nelly's performance for Trump. At this point, everyone knows that Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, SOULJA Boy, and Nelly performed in celebration for Trump's inauguration. And this performance is causing backlash for her. Now, if you're a millennial like myself that enjoyed R&B and hip hop, you've been rooting for the relationship for like the last 20 years. Now, seeing how far they've came to getting married, having one child, and now reportedly on baby 2, we all were excited. However, now it looks like Ashanti's catching strays due to her husband's decision. So my question is, do we separate a person's spouse's actions from them, or are you a package deal? If I mess up, you mess up, we mess up.
So I think these rappers, Nelly, Snoop, Rick Ross, SOULJA Boy, I think their treatment should be worse than that of Chrisette Michele. And let me explain to you why. They saw what happened to Chrisette Michele. They saw it, they said nothing, and then they're following in her footsteps and doing the same thing. Number 2, there was a lot at stake, and I'm only talking about Black women here, for Black women during this election, especially as it pertains to bodily autonomy, reproductive rights, health care. Like, it was a lot. And that's why a lot of Black women are done right now. So for those reasons, I think they should suffer more than what she did, okay? Now, here is why I think it won't happen. 1, because everybody loves to dogpile on a Black woman. Everybody, including other Black women. But a lot of Black women don't have that same energy for Black men. You know, we call those pick-me's. We also know that straights, you know, those podcast type Black men are also not going to turn on Black men. So the amount of people who are going to be outraged is far less than what it is when you have the opportunity to dogpile on a Black woman. Now, it's just my humble opinion that they should be treated way worse. They should be canceled way worse. But they won't be. I have zero faith that they will be. Zero.
So I know y'all heard about Snoop Dogg and Nelly performing at Trump's inauguration. Now I just got a question. I think folks gonna keep the same energy they had towards Chrisette Michele, because definitely at his last inauguration, she got canceled. People stopped listening to her music. It like changed the trajectory of her career. I think the same gonna happen to them.
小红书
So Snoop Dogg, Nelly, SOULJA Boy, Rick Ross. I'm gonna let all of them slide and give all of them a pass except for Snoop, because the rest of them need some money. They probably need a check. I hear Nelly got some people he got to pay off, but that either way, Snoop, it wasn't for the money, so why? Like, we know he don't need money, so why? Like, he did that because he wanted to. So why do you want to go down there to the Klan rally and perform? Throwing around the N-word in front of racists. That is nasty work. Nasty.
Snoop performing at Trump's inauguration is crazy, because he went from this a few years ago to back to this. This is proof how fake these rappers are. The only thing would make this crazier if YG would change his lyrics to F Donald Trump to We Love Donald Trump after this.
So as we know, Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, SOULJA Boy, and Nelly all performed at Trump's inaugural ball and during his celebrations. And Snoop played, but Nelly defended himself, saying this. Take a listen.
I thought you was riding with me because I put on for my city, and I try to bring my city up every step of the way. I did not know you was riding with me because you thought I would ride for who you voted for. I didn't know that. I apologize. I apologize. I didn't know that I had to agree with your political choices. And I thought it was the things that you do, not the things that you say should be done. If you follow what I do, this shouldn't even be an argument. He's the president. He won. This isn't a campaign. This isn't an RNC. I'm not out on the political campaign. I didn't get none of that 1.5.
So now here's my question. Do those men get the same treatment that Chrisette Michele got when she performed in 2016? That woman has had a struggle ever since. I want to know what you think. Let's talk about it in the comments.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. So the people are upset because Snoop Dogg, SOULJA Boy, and Rick Ross and a bunch of other black artists decide to perform at Trump's inauguration, President Trump's inauguration. Well, you know how like the internet is always canceling people for like 3.5 seconds and then all of a sudden after maybe a day or two people forget about them? It's all fake outrage. Because let me tell you one thing, and it's only fake, and the cancellation of it all only lasts about a few days when it's anybody else except a black woman, right? As someone who is a #1 fan of Chrisette Michele, if we are doing the whole cancellation of black women and literally destroying careers, because that lady's career was destroyed because everyone was outraged since she performed at President Trump's inauguration a few years ago when he became president. They canceled that lady. I mean, when I tell you I'm a #1 fan of Chrisette Michele, and this lady is talented. When I tell you talent, not mumble rapping, not talking about just sex and drugs and stuff like that. She actually sing about things that is relatable. She actually sings about good things. You can actually understand her lyrics. You can feel something when you sing her song. They canceled this lady because she sung for Donald Trump. Even though nowadays people are saying, oh, it's because they needed the money. Well, what the hell did you think she did it for? She needed the money. She needed the money, so she did it. Yes, it was wrong at the time, apparently, because everybody was having this fake outrage that they didn't like Donald Trump then, and all of a sudden all these people are singing a different tune now. Because wasn't Snoop Dogg acting a fool the first time Donald Trump became president? And when the whole 2020 happened, everybody wanted him out of office. He was like the worst man on earth. Everybody, no one wanted him. Nobody wanted to even hear about him. Don't get me wrong. In my opinion, for all the things that Donald Trump have done and all the crimes allegedly he has committed, he should be in jail. And all the people who have committed the same crime as him, since he is now able to be president, they should also be able to vote. They should also be able to be out on the streets, because no one is above the law. Isn't that what they said? Yo, I remember when my mom was trying to be a citizen and she would listen to that damn CD so she could practice everything. So she could practice, so she could answer the question to the test. And the one thing we would still make fun of, not necessarily make fun of her, but it was like every time we'd be in the car with her, she'll pop in that damn CD. And the main thing, one of the questions was like, who is above the law? The cops is not above the law. This is not above the law. No one is above the law. And I remember this because we would listen to it over and over and over and over and over again. So when you're going to go take that citizenship test, that's one of the questions. No one is above the law. So how come this man, Donald Trump, is above the law and is able to get away with certain stuff where other people are not able to get away with it, right? But we're not talking about that today. Because clearly a whole lot of people in the world don't think that this man is guilty. I wasn't there to see what he did, if he actually did it. Look at freaking Joe Biden. He's no longer the president, but look at him. He's sending so many people to jail for a few amount of weed on them, you know, the devil's lettuce on them, allegedly sending people to jail for it. But meanwhile, Hunter Biden, his son, is he's a whole cokehead. And I believe he's been caught with things on him. And he, I think, went to jail at one point, and his father bailed him out. I mean, there are so many things wrong with what's going on. But of course, TikTok was the main problem, so we banned TikTok only to bring it back so we can make Trump the hero, which if people see him as the hero, who am I to tell people what to see, right? But my thing is, if the thing is right in your face, we have to call it for what it is. Chrisette Michele got canceled for performing for Trump when he first became president because the black community thought she was wrong. So therefore now I need y'all to cancel SOULJA Boy, Snoop Dogg, and the rest of them who performed if y'all think it's so wrong. Don't get me wrong, I mean, my thoughts clearly don't really matter, but this is just my opinion. If we're going to cancel her, till this day, this girl is now a podcaster. Like, she's like doing the things that we all are doing now. If you have a microphone, now you're a podcaster. You have a podcast, right? That's what she's doing now. She's so talented. I mean, for like 5 years straight, I don't think I listened to anybody else's music except for Chrisette Michele. If you ever get a chance to listen to her music, listen to it. She's talented. And she's not problematic. She's to herself. You know, actually, which is very weird because Rick Ross, she collaborated with Rick Ross a few times. I would know because I have that song in my playlist. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. This is how we do it. And all I can hear is Rick Ross, in the back, Every time I listen to that part, I'm like, what is he hawing about? Like, he needs to, like, get this thing off his chest. Like, I was killing him, like, he can't breathe. Like, why are you saying, And that's like, he has other parts in the music, but that part is like, for the main song, the entire song is every time she says something, anyways. So I want to see y'all actually canceling all of them, because this young lady till this day has never bounced back the way she was, has never bounced back. And I'm pretty sure she went through some tough, dark time. Like, I'm sure she did. Because imagine you were sitting on top of the black community support, you know, you not necessarily sitting on top of the black community, but like you are sitting on top of the world because the black community basically put you there, because the consumers are the one that make the artists, the celebrities. If we all decided like we're no longer going to like this celebrity, they will not be in the position that they are. We put her in that position. Her music was good. It gets us through stuff. But this one mistake that she made, because clearly the money was good, she accepted the money. She probably didn't think it was going to be that serious, you know, because yes, what happened the way Trump, you know, did whatever he did for the 4 years that he was a president before. Nobody had predicted that, right? Because he showed himself as this perfect person, so they gave him a pass. But when they kicked him out, it was a completely different thing. But now all of a sudden, not even that many years later, everybody completely changed again. So it's like, if everybody can like this man again, how come this lady never got some grace, never, you know, recovered from everything? Because at the end of the day, we as people have a lot of power to destroy someone's career or build someone's career. So therefore, even it goes all the way down to presidency. If we decide, like for example, with the whole TikTok thing, Trump knew that it was going to make him look good in the eyes of, you know, the people. So therefore, he came up with a deal with China. Got rid of TikTok for 12 hours, and then brought it back, and everybody loved him again. Everybody had already loved him because he won clearly as the president. He was the president elected, but it just made him that much better, right? Is it true? Well, in my opinion, I don't think so. It was just a power play, and we all saw it. If you see it, you saw it. If you saw it, you saw it. But if you didn't, you just don't. You just didn't see it. But a lot of people saw it as the power play. And he knows that he can control the people because TikTok controls the people. So therefore, he got rid of what it is and then brought it back. So therefore, he got the love of all the people, which is a smart thing to do, in my opinion. Like, right? I don't know if you should do it in the expense of the people, but it's a smart power play. But if we're going to forgive everybody, I believe Chrisette Michele should have grace. She should be able to come back just as strong as she was before. We should be able to support her because her music didn't change. She still have good music. Even the ones that she's putting out that a lot of people don't listen to anymore, they barely listen to her. It's like she's not getting the same amount of views or, you know, streams as before. But the music is still the same. It's just that she made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Well, honestly, whenever things happen in my life, I don't see it as a mistake. I see it as like an experience, right? It wasn't a good experience. Maybe it was a good experience, but it's an experience. It's not a mistake, you know, in my opinion. At least the way I live my life, I don't see anything that I do as a mistake, right? But I think she should have some leeway if we're going to, at least if we're going to bring everybody back and just forgive them, we should forgive her. Or if we're going to cancel, just cancel completely. And stop doing the whole bring it back and da-da-da, because at the end of the day, no one's really going to believe it if you're really canceling someone for something that they do. Like certain stuff actually do deserve for someone to be canceled. But not everything, you know. Some stuff is just silly. Some stuff is just silly. Like, for example, with her, I think, okay, well, maybe could have canceled her for a few months, but she should be able to have grace and come back just like everybody who hop on, you know, YouTube whenever something happened and they start, you know, with a few tears and all of a sudden all is forgiven. And I've seen people do worse than that and they are forgiven. So I think she deserves some grace. Anyways, that's my whole opinion on the whole artists, celebrities, you know, doing certain stuff for money, because quiet as it's kept, everybody got a check. That's why they did it. Everybody got a check, and the check might have been really nice, so therefore they did it. They didn't think that the loyalty of the people who made them was important enough, in my opinion. So they took the check. I can't blame them for taking the check. They got people to feed, you know. But if they had integrity, they would choose the right thing. But they don't. Unfortunately, everybody's for themselves, you know. So therefore, we have to just take it as it is. Anyways, that's my opinion on it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.